Hey everyone, I'm Mitchell. Welcome back to Let's Unpack That. For my Midwest friends out there, I don't know about you, but I have been feeling so back this week. For those who aren't from the Midwest, we have like this chart of seasons. Like there's winter, and then there's like summer, and then winter again, and then fall, spring, and then winter, and then summer. And I think we finally made it to spring. So it's like that meme where like the chains are coming off your... It's literally like freedom. It's like liberation. But... I'm feeling so back, and I am just so enthused to be living life today. And I'm so excited to have Patrick Johnson here joining me. Patrick, welcome to Let's Unpack That. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Same. It is going to be so much fun. Before we dive into you and your story, I love to start these episodes with hyperfixations. I don't know about you, Patrick, but every single day, hour, week, minutes, I have something new that is just like consuming me. Like my For You page is like giving me these super niche things, and I just become obsessed. So sometimes I'm like a little too vulnerable, and then I like feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, like they think I'm weird. And Patrick, I'm scared because the thing I'm gonna share today is like one of my most niche interests. Yes. And like, if you react poorly, like I'm going to have to hang up.
I would never. I want to hear all the hyperfixations.
Okay. So one hyperfixation that I've had like for like my whole life, honestly, since I was super little, is I love theme parks, and I love like defunct, abandoned theme parks, like Disney World, Universal. Like I love.
Are you watching that YouTuber?
Which one? Defunctland?
I'm not going to know. Is that his name?
Bright Sun Films? Which one?
That one sounds familiar.
Bright Sun Films. It's Jake Williams is the guy, and it's like this man like narrating, and he like...
I went through a phase of watching those, of going through the abandoned theme parks, or like even like abandoned like mansions and hotels.
Oh yeah. See, I haven't left. I was on that train like in 5th grade, and I have not hopped back off. I think it's partially because I like love like musicals and theater, and like to me Disney World is kind of like a giant performance. Like when you're there, you're on stage.
I'm unfortunately a big Disney World person as well. So
yeah, and all the Epic Universe videos, like I've been gagged. I've been like begging all my friends to go with me. If anyone's interested, please, like I'm book a trip. Like I'll be there so quick. But this all like kind of leads up to what my hyperfixation is this week, which is the media tour for the Lilo and Stitch movie. They have been putting Stitch to work. Have you seen the videos of Stitch, like in his little, like the animatronic Stitch, like in his little car, him at the movie theater?
Yes. And outside of that, they've been doing like the ads of like the little animated one. And did you see the video of like the grandpa like watching it and thinking it was real?
No.
There's like a video of like Stitch like terrorizing like something or like someone, and then someone like recorded their grandpa, and he's like watching it like it is like completely real. He's like in shock. But I agree. I haven't been fixated on it, but it has been bizarre.
No, I've just been like eating it up. Like I'm like, give me 5 courses. Like this morning I woke up and I guess Stitch like crashed a bunch of people's TikTok lives yesterday. Like Disney like sponsored a bunch of people to like fake act like Stitch like requested to join their TikTok live, and it was like a live person doing like animated Stitch, so he could like react to people's like conversations. It was like actually a really smart idea, but I loved it. Like
high tech.
High tech, innovative. The thing that's really bad though, and this is like I'm probably gonna get some backlash for admitting this, but I've never seen the original Lilo and Stitch.
Ooh,
never.
That's tough.
I know.
It's a great movie. It's so
good.
But
I know the hits. I know like the scenes. Like I know they had to change the ending because of 9/11. Like I know the lore of Lilo and Stitch, and I've gone to Stitch's Great Escape at Magic Kingdom before it closed, like when he was like in this container.
Yeah, when you're trapped,
and they had to break out. Yes, and it was the
Uh-huh.
replacement for like an alien themed attraction because it was too scary.
Oh, I know.
See, like I'm locked in.
I'm right there with you. I know. I know Disney World well.
Period, Patrick. I feel like this is such a bonding moment. But anyways, I will be like seated in the movie theaters. This marketing campaign has worked for me. Like I was gonna go anyways, but like I'll be prioritizing my attendance.
And also, like, going off of that, why is Disney, I mean, I guess they're always, like, making a million projects, but, like, why are we doing live action of everything? Like, why are we doing
where's the
live
originality?
action Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah. And then, like, your original movies, like, what they did that one animated movie Wish the other year, and it was just like paying homage to all their other movies that they've ever made. It's like, okay, cool, cute, I guess, like kind of niche, but like that's not going to be a hit. Like, where's the originality? Can we bring back like 2D animation? Like, let's bring like, what was that movie they made like way back that was like these little like, it was live action. It was like little like gerbils.
Like G-Force?
Was it G-Force? Yes, with the little like...
They're like actual hamsters. Not enough people are talking. We need more G-Force. We need more G-Force now.
I want a Disney Plus original series G-Force. Like, please. Let's start a petition right here and now.
I'm sure everyone feels that way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Patrick, what's your hyperfixation?
Okay, so right now, I'm going to do a general hyperfixation and then dial in. General hyperfixation is The Pit. Have you watched?
I watched like the first like 5 or 6 episodes.
Okay, so for those that don't know,
Skipper's really having a time back there, yeah.
Skipper's has a cone because of his surgery. I think he's stuck. Oh, no, he's not. Okay. Skipper. Sorry, for those that don't know, my dog's name is Skipper, and he just got neutered yesterday and is in a cone and is going crazy. Anyway, The Pit. And for those that don't know, hospital drama on Max. The first season is only one shift. So like the first episode's 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Second episode's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So on. Well, shit hits the fucking fan during this shift. Like, this is a shift from hell. And so I've been obsessed with the show, but more importantly, Dr. Robbie on the show. Feeling wildly attracted to Dr. Robbie right now. When you see him in action, performing surgery, managing crisis, wow. That is a man right there. So fixation is definitely Dr. Robbie from The Pit right now.
Would you like fake an emergency to make your way to the pit? Like, to have him operate on you?
Probably. If I knew he was there, I would be cooking something up. And you bet your ass if you've seen it, I wouldn't be in that waiting room. You'd have to do something serious enough to be straight to the back.
If you haven't watched, like, it's time to lock in. Like, this is better than No
I don't
Grey's
like hospital
Anatomy.
dramas. Yeah, it is so good.
Well, The Pit, Disney, I think this is just a great start. Okay, well, Patrick, I love to start episodes when we have someone on for the first time with just going through, like, who you are in your story. Like, have you introduced yourself in your own words? So, who is Patrick Johnson?
Such a good question. A lot of people are wanting to know the answer to that. Okay, you asked a hot question. So, Patrick Johnson he's going to be a guy, okay? Your run-of-the-mill guy. And he's from, I'm going to stop doing third person or else I'm going to lose track. Basically, I'm from Texas. I'm from the Dallas area. I grew up in a suburb called South Lake. Grew up playing lots of sports. I've got 3 older siblings. A happy guy out here, and that is Patrick Johnson. Thank you so much.
Bravo. Beautiful. You really answered the hard-hitting question that everyone's been asking at the tip of everyone's tongue.
I know. Finally, you guys got it. Finally, y'all got it.
I want to break that down because there's a lot there, and we want to get into it. I mean, this podcast is called Let's Unpack That, so we're going to unpack it.
Let's do it.
Let's start at the beginning. So you grew up in Texas. What was it like there? What was the vibe of the community and the people, the area, etc.?
One thing, honestly, that comes to mind that was like so nice about where I grew up, and honestly, specifically, I was a cul-de-sac kid. There were so many kids on our cul-de-sac. We would like go on vacations together with the families. Like, it truly was so much fun. But obviously, Texas, very conservative, very Republican. Now I'm talking pre-Trump days, but like on our cul-de-sac, like half the families were like liberal Democrat, half the families were like conservative Republican, and we all got along great. Like, I think it was like a good for me to come up in that where it wasn't just like everyone one side. And like, luckily my family is very liberal. South Lake was a great school for me to grow up in. It was very like strong academically in sports. Sports were super competitive. I almost like switched to private school because I wanted to be able to like play multiple.
How did you start like dipping your toe into the athletic waters? Like, what led to that decision?
In Texas, like if you're a boy, like you're playing sports. So like you would grow up playing at least like football, soccer, baseball, decide what you like. I stuck with like football and basketball. And then I was a really good swimmer for a little bit. Fun fact for those wanting to know, which nobody asked. One time
I
would. That's true. That's true. One time I got second place in nationals for 50-meter backstroke. And then I quit because I didn't want to wear a Speedo and wake up early for practice.
How old were you when that happened?
That was sometime in middle school.
Wow.
I think, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we both are champions in the water because I, fun fact, am an international synchronized swimming champion.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, when did you do synchronized swimming?
Have you heard of the study abroad program called Semester at Sea?
Yes. Did you do that?
Yes, the year of COVID. And we had like a Sea Olympics, and it was on international waters. Okay. And we practiced hard, and my team won. It was, we ate down, of course.
I'm sure you did.
And then they didn't have the voyage for like 2 years. So like I held the title for 2 years of international synchronized swimming champion.
So technically you were like back to back.
Yes.
Synchronized swimming champion.
I feel like you'd be really good on that. Like I could like see you like running that ship.
I would love to be like a cruise director. I would have so much fun. Like put me on Royal Caribbean Disney cruise director. I would be so annoying on the microphone. I would make way too many announcements. Okay. Like I think I would have a ball doing that.
If Patrick has like a whistle in his mouth, like watch out. Like it's about to get serious.
No one's safe. No one is safe.
Okay, so you were a national swimming champion. You left that career in the dust. You were like, no, Michael Phelps, I'm not coming for you like that. You have to let him shine. What else are you doing growing up besides competing? Like what else is like, what are you doing like socially?
Basically my childhood was of in like school, like all sports, hanging out with the cul-de-sac kids, which there was like 26 of us. Every day you'd come home from school.
Skipper. That didn't sound good. What did Skipper do?
This like tiny little frame thing that fell. Skipper, come on, let's get it together. In a lot of church. I was a big church boy. Was doing Wednesday nights at the church, which would be like where the middle schoolers go. We would do mission trips and then like church with my family every Sunday.
What religion was this?
We were Christian and we were Methodist.
Okay.
So a little more relaxed.
So it wasn't giving like mega church. It was like kind of chill.
You would think it's giving mega church for sure, but it's not like a chain.
Have you seen the videos of those mega churches where they have like people flying over the audience? Was it like that?
No, but we did have like donkeys walking in on like Palm Sunday. And
how many people were at this church?
Like a few thousand
per
Sunday, I would think.
Patrick, that's a mega church. The church I grew up at could barely crack 100 people attending, so...
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm thinking, like, the Dallas-Fort Worth church culture is so insane. Like, in my eyes, like, we're, like, not quite a mega church, because, like...
Is there some churches that have, like, 10,000 people attending every Sunday?
Oh, yeah, like not 10,000, but, like, more than the church I went to. And, like, the head pastor flies a private jet. It's like literally like
the Joel guy, Joel
Osteen, yeah. Joel Osteen, he's in Houston, but yeah.
You're riding those donkeys down the church aisles on Easter Sunday.
I'm big into it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you yourself were like really locked into like faith, or was it more of just like a thing to do?
A little bit of both. Like I think, yeah, I definitely would say like I had faith when I was younger, and for sure was like a believer in all of that, but I think too, even like at a younger age, like in middle school, I was already clocking kind of like the performance aspect of it all. And especially like in the South, like it's very like, we are Christian and we have Christian values and we would never do that. Like that kind of vibe that it's kind of like, okay, you're just like shielding yourself with Christianity, but like to your core, you're just not a good person.
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of that I would pick up on. And then even too, just like in middle school when like, you know, they're doing the like worship songs and they're like hand on chest, like hand in the air, like feeling it. There would be times like that. I'm like, that's performative for sure. But even though like now I've kind of like lost my faith and I'm not religious, like I will say it like did help when I was younger, kind of like give me kind of just like a moral compass and like right from wrong kind of thing. And I had a good experience with the church too, and I know a lot of people don't, so like that's not definitely just speaking for myself on that, but yeah.
Religion teaches you a lot of life lessons. Like I think the overall like messages and teachings are great. What gets me is like the hypocrisy of it all, and like these people kind of to your point, like they act like they're holier than all being, but then they turn around and like they break like every single one of those morals or commandments in like one blink.
That is like I mean, total like definition of some Christianity in the South.
Yeah. Because I was a worship leader growing up, if I would have been a worship leader in those churches, like I feel like they probably would have like burned me at the stake, because I was having to like write prayers to like say to the congregation, and when the Avengers movies came out, I like wrote prayers about the Avengers movie, and I would like go up there and like read it, and people would like eat it up. Like I feel like if I did that there, like the donkeys would come and like trample me or something.
They would come after you. No, it was pretty chill. It really was. My church was pretty chill.
Were you going to like church camp or anything?
Oh yeah, Sky Ranch in Kanakuk is where I went.
Sky Ranch? What? That sounds like a conversion therapy camp or something.
Sky Ranch, which I liked better than Kanakuk, but it was like you go with your friends and you're in the same cabin and you're doing like the huge water slide, the blob. You have like worship every night, and then you have like group prayer with like your cabin or your small group and stuff like that.
Did you do that like every summer?
Yeah, I did it for like 3 or 4 summers in a row. A funny like gay awakening story from camp, Sky Ranch to be exact. You have like 2 counselors in your cabin, and there's probably like, I don't know, like 12 to 14 kids in the cabin. And the bathrooms and the showers are attached to the cabin. And one night I had to go to, like, one of the showers was running, and I had to, or like whatever, it's just like at night there's like an hour gap that you can like go shower, and I was just like waiting, like everyone went at the beginning, I was like waiting, whatever, and then I hear it dying down, so I go in there and I open the shower, and the one shower I accidentally opened was a counselor, and I saw the counselor butt ass, and I was like, no, hold on a minute, I do not hate what I'm seeing.
How old were you, Patrick, when that happened?
like 6th grade, maybe 5th or 6th grade.
Okay, so you were like on that cusp where it's like you're starting to think.
It was kind of like, you know, one of the first times, like right there, seeing like a grown naked man, and I was like, oh shit. Oh shit, we do like what we see.
You're like, I like butts.
Gay awakening at Sky Ranch. Shout out Sky Ranch. Thank you for that.
Love Sky Ranch. I hope they're doing well. I hope they're still around. And
did you do Christian camps or summer camps?
Yes, I did. There's this place in Wisconsin, and it was great. I went to like music camp there, and like there was a lot of gay like staff members that kind of like made me feel. I mean, granted, I was like, this is probably like 4th grade through like mid high school. That made me feel like so like seen, and like I felt like, you know, being a singer and like having that talent or whatever was like that wasn't something that made me weird. You know, I was like supported.
Yeah.
There was some crazy experiences I had there. Like there was this one time they had us all come down to like the main stage, like in rows, and put our foreheads on this really big wood cross. And I don't know if they were like sending like electrical charges or something through it, but like when you put your forehead on there, it was like vibrating, like you like felt it go through your body. And like I don't know if like, that was the Holy Spirit or if they were rigging it up.
I was gonna say that's the Holy Spirit, baby. That's the Holy Spirit. It was grooving through your body.
Like
wait, was this a like Catholic or like non-denominational Christian?
It was like non-denominational. So I grew up ELCA Lutheran, which is like one of the few Christian like churches or like belief systems that like accept gay people. So love that. And they let women vote in the church, which we love that too, because some don't.
Love that.
Yeah, like women's rights, yes. But I think everyone came. It was like a mix. So they would just like preach to us, and it was a good time. Love them. I mean,
yeah, that's how my camps were too. It was like it was a Christian camp, but like anybody could come.
Those moments like meeting people for the first time, like those friendships, like so special. Those are like core memories growing up.
Yeah, truly.
And like convincing your parents to like give you more money so you can like spend more at like the little like shop and like reload your account. Yeah, like come on, like I have needs this week, mom and dad. Like I need to spend. Right. Okay.
And also like too, like we were gone for like a week or like 2 weeks. And like how drama was it that we were like writing letters to like, did y'all do that? Like writing letters to your family and like your friend, like, babe, I was gone for a week. Like grow up. like doing like war letters to my love. Like, I'm fine. I'm having fun with my friends. I'm gone for a week. There's no need for me to be riding home.
No, exactly. It's so dramatic. Like, so dramatic. I also went on like some mission trips and stuff growing up. You said you did too, right?
Yeah. We did those more in high school. And like in high school, it was like the cool thing to go on them because like, again, religion was or Christianity was so big in the South and like, especially at my high school. So like everyone went, even if like you didn't go to my church or whatever, like it was like, there's still tons of people going. So like, I need to go to see what happens and like hang out with everyone. It was funny too. We would like go on mission trips and these people like did need help, but like, I can remember like us like building like a fence and the kid was just like on the back porch, like playing his like Nintendo Switch or like DS or whatever it was, just like watching it and like drinking a Coke while we're like in the backyard fixing stuff. I'm like, might be some people with like some more need that we can help, but you know what? Let's build this fence, y'all.
Where did you go for your mission trips?
We did one to Joplin, Missouri, because they got the big tornado, and then Moore, Oklahoma. I feel like we did something in Louisiana at some point, but it wouldn't have been Katrina. I was too young. But I'm sure there was some other hurricane at some point that we did Louisiana. Yeah.
You were going to communities that needed your help and needed your assistance.
Yeah, we were doing Yes.
The Holy Spirit was moving through us. It moved through me when I put my head on the cross, and it moved through you when you were building that fence. Like, that kid when he was sitting on the porch with his DS, like, that was an angel watching you do your work and making sure.
He had a fenced-in yard now, and I can tell you that if one storm came, that fence was going down. So I hope he enjoyed it, because there is no way that fence is still standing.
I feel like you worked so hard on it, Patrick, that since you were there and you were putting your blood, sweat, and tears into that fence.
The Holy Spirit kept it up.
Yeah. It's still there. It's still standing.
It is. I believe it.
His family just like sheds tears when they see it. They're just so happy for your contribution to their life and to society. It made a profound impact. You're a true disciple.
That's who Patrick Johnson is.
It's actually like one of the missing like scripts or scrolls of the Bible. You know how they found like the Dead Sea Scrolls? There's actually another one in that same cave that's like the scripture according to Patrick. And verse
it's a big
like
scavenger hunt to find
14:11 is about that fence. Patrick 14:11. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is all during that middle school, high school period. You said that in 6th grade you had like that gay awakening moment. How did you kind of process that as you went on? And was there other things that happened that kind of made you realize like I'm different?
I didn't know any gay people personally, like neighbors, family friends, like there was no gay people that I knew. So like, honestly, when I first got those like feelings or like, first got those types of feelings, like in my head, it was more like, okay, like, you know, you're attracted to guys, but like you're still attracted to girls too. Like you're not going to lose that. Like this is going on. And also too, like, especially like 6th grade, like that was just kind of more of like, what the fuck's going on? Like, okay, like I like guys, I guess, but I'm also like girls. So like, no worries. It's not that big of a deal. Then in like middle school, when like playing sports, and we would have like in the locker rooms, like the showers were just like 2 big poles with like 8 spouts on it. And so it's just like everyone like waiting in line to shower, like 16 guys butt naked showering at the same time. And then like everyone watching them shower, waiting for one to open up. And so like when that started happening, because like as everyone knows, like locker room culture, very just like homoerotic, during that phase when it was like, oh fuck, like what is happening? Like I like this, but like I know I should not. Then that was kind of when it was like getting more in the territory of like, kind of like, okay, like I really, really do like guys. And like,
like you're in the shower.
Right.
And you're like, holy,
I know I shouldn't be feeling like what I'm feeling right now, or I know like none of these other guys are feeling what I'm feeling right now.
What would you do in the moment?
Oh God, like so many things. I would try like my best to either be the very first in the shower, like get in, get out, or like stay and like either be like late to first period or whatever it was, to try to be like last, or like sometimes I just didn't have an option. But like, I mean, I was doing everything in my power to hide what was being awakened downstairs.
I was gonna make an Idina Menzel reference, but I'm not gonna do that.
There's a chance I would know it, but I'm not sure.
No, like, do you know the song Beast by Idina Menzel? Do you remember, like, I think it was summer 2023, she had these viral videos of her, like, dancing in the garden.
Yes.
And it's like, open up the beast in me, like your beast was being awoken.
100. I know exactly what you're talking about. I am familiar with Idina Menzel Beast. And it definitely was being awoken. That was the soundtrack to my life in middle school.
She wrote that for you. She wrote that for
she did.
13-year-old Patrick.
We were in the studio together, and it was just like this big project we've been working on.
Your impact on culture is just crazy. I can't believe you were there for that. As like time went on, like when you're in like 8th grade, getting into high school, like how do you kind of try to put that at bay or approach it? Like how is that feeling being managed?
Definitely suppressing it as much as I could at that time. Like it was always kind of going on in the back of my head, but like not attempting to like process it at all. Kind of like trying to hide. Definitely felt ashamed of it, but then also like at the same time like had a great group of friends that always was like dating people. Like I necessarily wasn't always like dating people, but like at this time like I'm getting my first kiss and like with a girl and this kind of thing where it's happening because that's what like all my friends are doing. And I can remember too like having a first kiss and being like almost like way more nervous than I should have been, you know? It was kind of like this like double nervousness of like, oh, not only is this the first kiss, but like, oh God, like I don't even know if I like this. I don't
this is
even
like
know
the ultimate
if I like
test.
you.
Yeah.
Through like friends and stuff, like I still was like skating by being straight enough, I guess.
Were you like dating girls or anything, or were you just kind of keeping it to yourself?
I would have like things with girls and like crushes, but like I never had like a true girlfriend.
So you get into high school. Are you still doing sports at the time?
I jumped all around sports wise in high school. Like I did basketball and then I played golf.
You were getting those slam dunks. Are you like, how tall are you, Patrick?
I am 6'1".
Okay. So you're basketball star, NBA legend.
Yes, exactly. Freshman team, the dream team.
How long were you doing sports until in high school?
I guess till junior year. Like junior year,
Okay.
I think I only played golf. And then senior year, I just gave it all up because also senior year, you could do, I don't know if your high school had this, but you could do off blocks.
What's that?
So they had like a thing called dual credit. So I could take like college classes at the high school.
Yeah.
So I would do that. And then you could get off, if you had enough credits, like you could do off blocks. So like my day would end after lunch.
So what would you do for the rest of your day?
Hang out with all my friends that also had off blocks.
Wow,
it was
what
like
a good
the best
incentive.
thing ever. No, I know, it was the best. So I would be done with school at like whatever time it was, like 1 o'clock or 12:30 every day.
You were just truly having a social life, like whenever you could. Like you had your 26 group members growing up, and then you had the girls that you were having a time with during those off blocks.
That's where I started like, I definitely didn't like party heavy in high school, but definitely like start dabbling for sure in partying.
Okay, so you were like cool. You were at the parties.
I was at the parties. You know what, Mitchell? I was at the parties.
Okay. And I love that for you. Meanwhile, I was like in like my 6th tech rehearsal, crying myself to sleep. I love that for you, Patrick. Were you becoming like a beer pong like pro? Like were you practicing? Like were you getting ready to be a frat bro?
I was getting ready for college. I mean, like gosh, in high school, like like for those that were party kids in high school, it was like we had our like 3 friends that like we could have parties at, like always. Actually, one.
Like for those of you who weren't like Mitchell and weren't crying yourself to sleep, like
for those that weren't at tech rehearsal,
for those of you who were cool and not a flop.
No, absolutely not. That means you were cool because you were actually doing shit. I was like wasting my time.
No, you were building those skills. You know, you were like you were setting yourself up for success. You were grinding. But okay, you were at these parties, especially when you got towards like the back end of high school. Like, were there any girls like trying to make moves on you? Did you like start to get any like feels from guys?
Yeah, like I was like at that point definitely still like making out with girls like drunk at a party because drunk at a party was the only way to do it.
Like it stopped with making out.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Like in college, it went past that just a few times, but like I still was doing like drunk makeouts with girls, texting girls, but like definitely knew that there was like at this point, I'm like, okay, like no. I like guys and I am like clinging on to hopefully liking girls.
You went to school at Texas A&M University.
Yeah.
What led to that decision?
At this point, too, I still wanted to go to LA or New York, and I was deciding between USC and Texas A&M for engineering. And my parents were like, we are not going to pay like so much fucking money for you to go to USC when A&M is just as good, if not a better engineering school. I was bummed about not being able to go to USC, but like also growing up in Dallas, like my best friend in the whole world was going to A&M, so he was like my roommate freshman year, and I had friends there, so it made the transition to college like pretty easy. So that was definitely nice.
So you're studying engineering, being a math king, a science king, like so smart and savvy. Did you do the ACT or the SAT to get into college?
ACT.
Okay, so you got a 36. You were ready.
I was what was I? I think I was 32.
Okay, smart. I'm not revealing my score.
Moving on. If it helps, I took it like 5 times because I'm so bad at standardized tests.
I took it twice, and I'm still like, I don't know. My high school, I was a flop academically because I was so like depressed in high school that like I didn't like clock in to like being smart and like doing my work and like actually like trying to study until the end of my high school experience. So like it was an uphill battle, and I got up the top of that mountain, but I was
and
not.
That's how it should be. Like you don't like high school. Just like try hard enough. Like you're not. No offense, you're not getting into Harvard. So like,
I mean, yeah,
so just like do good enough and like, and then try in college.
Thank you for the kind words, but and I appreciate you being humble. But you were doing the thing, Patrick. You said you already knew some people. What was your overall like experience that first year or so of college? What was Patrick getting into?
A&M is like organization like central. Like there are so many organizations you can join and like be a part of and do all these things. Like in A&M, it's like a huge school. Like I think there's like almost like 60,000 students. Like it's a massive school. There's just like so much shit going on. So like I just like got involved in like so many things, like a freshman club thing that then we would like do our stuff in our organization together, but then like have built-in friends that I'm still friends with to this day, and we'd like party together. And then I was a counselor for that, and then I was a counselor for like fish camp, which is like the like 3-day camp that if you're an incoming freshman you go, and it's like an overnight camp over the summer.
Is it like hazing, or is it like a school sanctioned activity?
It's very, very school sanctioned.
Okay.
Yeah. It was very easy to get into trouble with that.
Oh. Like in trouble with the university?
Yeah. Like there was plenty of stories of like, if you like touched alcohol within 4 days of like camp starting, you would not be able to go and not be able to be a counselor. And
dang. So what I'm getting is that people in the South love camp. Like they loved the ranch and they loved the college camp.
Love camp, love a lake, and love a ranch.
Well, you were a camp counselor at this school sanctioned camp. What did that entail?
So basically we like, greet the freshmen, where they're counselors in the cabin, like basically think summer camp, but like this is for like pretty grown kids. Like these are like 18, 19-year-olds coming into college. And like the whole premise of fish camp, or not the whole premise, but like one of the things is like you don't want anyone to feel like ostracized or like they're the weirdest one in the room or anything like that. So all the counselors, and it was not required, but like you would all do it because it was like tradition, and A&M is all about tradition. Okay. But you would like dye your hair. So like there was like a red camp, purple camp, blue, aqua, yellow, green, all for one session. And there was 8 sessions of that. So like there's just like a shit ton of counselors in a lot of camps. But you would get like piercings. Like I had my eyebrow pierced and my septum pierced and my hair dyed. It is hideous, but it was fun because it was just like, when else in my life am I going to have an excuse where this is like so acceptable and like my mom won't kill me because I'm just going to take it out in a month.
We love self-expression, and I'm so glad that Texas A&M, they were ahead of their time with DE&I. I mean, they were giving people space.
And I will say, like, if you have any sort of preconceived notions about A&M. Like, our rep is like a very conservative school, and there's constantly fights between students and the school board of like making these conservative decisions. Like, when I was on campus, they approved to like open carry, like you could carry guns on campus. That's open carry, right?
Concealed concealed carry is where you can hide it. I think concealed carry,
I don't know. There was something where you could carry a gun on campus. Yeah. And so, like, obviously that's fucking insane and should not be on campus. But, like, A&M has a very, very, like, liberal gay scene that was, like, very surprising to me that I didn't get more exposure to until, like, I was, like, an upperclassman. Being in that bubble at A&M, I saw plenty of, like, gay guys that, like, I saw myself in and be like, oh, that guy's, like, literally just like me, and he's perfectly happy living out and being
Would
himself.
You like talk to or like try to like hook up with any of these guys?
I never even kissed a guy in college.
Wow, you were just like lusting from afar. You were like looking at the other side of like some storybook, and you were like, "That's could be my life. Like I see this happy ending." What do you think was preventing you from doing that?
I think just coming to the realization myself. Like I think just from my upbringing and what I was surrounded by, I just like kind of, like I said, suppressed it and couldn't really like fully accept it. And then once I like really did like hook up with a couple girls in college, and I knew, I was like, okay, like here we go. And I stopped hooking up with girls. And then that's kind of like when the true process started of being like, okay, you are gay. That's okay. Process that, take the time you need, and then you can come out. Like, there's not a rush. You'll figure it out. A lot of times, like out here in LA, people are like, oh my God, you didn't come out till after college. Like, how was college? Like, how was high school? Like, and I was like, I truly had the time of my life in both. Yeah. So like, everyone is on their own coming out journey, as we know.
What gets me is that I feel like society sets like an expectation for like you have to have some big coming out moment or like these rainbows and like all this explosions of like, I'm gay, and like if you don't have that moment, people are like, oh, like where's like people want to hear the story, they want like some big thing. It's like it's okay to not and just live your life authentically without making a big show of it.
For some reason, we owe it to society to come out and like reveal this secret. When for me, it was like, of course, like I came out to like my friends and family after college once I was in LA, but like I didn't do some like big Instagram post either, because also too, like being gay is part of who I am, but it's not who I am. I didn't feel the need to slap that label on me, even though that is for sure my label, like I am gay. But yeah.
Well, speaking of LA, you mentioned earlier that you got your master's at USC in PR, and that for your undergrad you had considered USC, but your parents were like, no. After you graduated from Texas A&M, were you just like, okay, this is my opportunity to like make that leap and further my education? Is that just kind of an excuse to move to LA?
Yeah. A combo of like an excuse to move to LA plus with engineering. Like I never really wanted to do like a hardcore engineering job.
Why did you get a major in engineering then?
Because the goal was always to go into like consulting, because like an engineer, my mom is the big consultant. And she was like, an engineering degree will look good. And I was kind of fine with that because I was always math and science focused and like, sure, like sounded good. And then when I did a couple internships, I was like, no, this is not going to be it for me. So went to USC and did PR to kind of like jump the other way into the more creative side.
So you went from numbers and math to learning the rules of AP style.
Exactly. And fuck AP style.
Do you use the Oxford comma now or not?
No, I don't think I do. But then also like now that I'm saying that, like, no, I don't. I will say for someone who got their master's in PR and did a lot of writing in grad school, I would consider myself a good-ish writer. I have horrible grammar. It is not up to par. And all those rules and stuff that I learned in grad school, it was like learning it for what I needed it and then gone.
In your grad program, did you have to like come up with like campaigns and such?
Yeah. USC had a really fun program. Like COVID threw it off, but like other than like writing, like we had like video classes where we were like making content and like we would get to make up our own campaign and then like create kind of like a commercial or like an ad that that company would run on social media. It was very hands-on, which was cool. Like, it was not a lot of just like sitting in a classroom, like hearing lectures.
Here with my undergrad. So I have been in those campaign classes, and it's so fun, except when like no one else does their portion of the group project.
My entire college career was group projects. Like, for some reason in engineering, not known for group projects, my specific major within engineering was like the group project major in engineering.
And your specific major was?
Industrial distribution engineering.
Oh, okay, niche.
So fascinating, you guys. I would highly recommend it. You guys would love it.
So you were just committed to the group project.
Yeah.
You love being around people. I'm sensing a common theme throughout your life. Like you said, if there's a group of people, I'm going to be in it. When you were on these college tours, you were like, tour guide. Is there a group project in this major? Like, please let me know.
Need a group project now. And like also too, like, it's like so funny because I feel like not even until like the last like few years have I been like more comfortable just like spending time alone, and like I've learned to love time alone, because before it was like I have to be with my friends, I have to be doing something and be around people like all the time, which I still love. But
you would say you're like an extrovert overall.
Yeah.
So you're in LA, you're studying at USC. Do you have a lot of like free time to like go out and like meet people?
Yes, I had a lot of free time at USC. I was scary party boy my first year. I knew no one really, but I had one friend out here who was like one of my best friends from home's really good friend, and I just like reached out to her and we became friends. We're still friends, but like I just had like crazy boy party time my first year in LA.
Were you at like the straight clubs? Like, what was the scene?
So the friend I had, and I became friends with some of her friends, and they were like all these like model girls who would just get these like older guys to like buy them tables, and I would just like playing along and get free drinks. So I just didn't have to pay for anything and would go out. So like that was like the problem. I would be going out and not paying. So like it was like, well, why not?
The face card literally did not decline. Like you walked in there.
Decline.
And you were just like, give me bottles.
Well, and it was like so funny because like, and I'm like, obviously those girls like knew probably I was gay, but like they just like would tell like the guy, because like all those guys were like being such like creeps to them or like whatever, but they would tell them, they're like, we're not sitting at your table unless you let Patrick come with us. And like for the most part, no one really cared, and I got to know some of them, but some of the guys, but yeah, I was living large. Then I started my Grindr experience.
Were you like leg profile on the grid?
I think I was torso. I was torso pic, and then I would send face pictures to someone in messages.
Gotta keep it discreet, DL. What was your initial experience like?
My first Grindr hookup was like me hooking up with this like older guy who was probably like mid-30s at this apartment complex like right around the corner from mine. Luckily it wasn't like bad or anything, but just like the most classic Grindr experience. Like opened the door, immediately got to it, made out in his like living room for a while, and then we were doing hands places, shirts off, and then into the bedroom. Then we stripped down, did not have sex.
Okay.
But did everything but wrapped up and out the door. Like, and I just remember like going home and like the mixture of like excitement of like, oh my God, like we fucking did it. Like we hooked up with a guy. And then also being like a little horrified of like, oh my God, I do not know that man in the slightest. That was probably, other than like one other time in my life, like where I was like the most grid addict that I was. But like I've never been like a huge like hookup person.
Yeah.
So like of course, like I've had my hookups or like one night stands or whatever, but like to this day I've never had Grindr just like sitting on my phone. Even then, like even though I knew I was having like a couple like good experiences, like I just always was hearing nightmare stories, and then like later on like got catfished a couple times, and it just like it's never, yeah, I've never like really been on it.
That app just like perpetuates this thing within like the gay like livelihood, that it's like it's so objectifying, and it's so easy to objectify yourself on that platform. Because like sure, it's great to be like, oh, someone loved like this picture of me, or like they are interested in me or whatever, but like very rarely does any value come out of those interactions.
Even with like straights and lesbians, like no one else has an app like that. that is literally just like so anonymous, show up at my doorstep and we're having sex. Like that is like not not as widely used for other groups of people as much as it is in the gay community.
Have you ever been to a bathhouse?
No, I have not.
There's this place in Chicago called Steamworks. It's like right in the Boys Town area. Have you ever been to Boys Town in Chicago?
No,
Oh
I haven't been to
gosh.
Chicago since I was in like middle school, and I have so many friends out there. I've got to go.
We needed a brand to like send you to Lollapalooza or something.
We need to start a GoFundMe. Get
I'm on
Patrick to
it.
Chicago.
Guys, everyone in the description, there's a GoFundMe link to send Patrick to.
No, but I really like that has been like honestly of like cities like top of my list because I have a lot of friends from college that are out there that I would just like I would have a place to stay and everything.
You need to go. How far into living in LA do you feel comfortable to come out?
I think a year and a half is like when I came out to like a few close friends. Then after that there was like one which like I still joke with to this day. I don't know if you know Nick Norsha. He's an online gay boy. His boyfriend Dave. There was one night where, and they were not dating at this time, we were in an Uber. There's a group of us in an Uber, and me and Dave, who was out, are in the third row. And then our friends there's three friends in the middle and a friend in the passenger seat. And me and Dave start kind of like putting hands on each other. And then we start like going ham, making out in the third row of the Uber. At this point, I'm like in the moment, but also like making out with him, like eyes to the right, like looking at the middle row to see like, did they see this? I decided like that night, I was like, fuck it. Like I've already come out to like my close friends. I'm coming out to everyone. Like the last thing I need is like people because I think also too, like people always ask if I was gay. Like it was such a topic of thing that I never felt like I got to have like my own voice for it. Like I feel like it was always being like spoken or questioned for me. And so I was like, no, I'm taking charge here. I don't know if they saw it or not, but like I'm ripping this shit off like a Band-Aid. And it also like made it so much easier too, because it kind of like made for like a funny story of like, oh yeah, I made out with Dave in the third row of an Uber and also I'm gay. Shout out Dave, love you. Also love you, Nick. And after that, I just like came out to literally like all my friends. And whatever it was, like 2 or 3 weeks later, I was going to visit my brother and his wife in Atlanta. And then 2 weeks after that, I was going to see my family at the beach. So I came out to my brother and his wife and then came out to my parents at that. So like I literally just was like, boom, 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 like let's get it done with. And I also think too, part of it, again, to the fact that like everyone's on their own journey. Like I felt like because I had like waited so long. It's not so long. You're supposed to come out when you're supposed to come out. But I have the same personality now that I did before. And it was just like this like last secret that I was like hanging on to. So it was just kind of like the final free release. And like at least I haven't yet gone through any like huge transformation in terms of like personality or anything like that. So
it was just the last puzzle piece.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the reception like?
Family took it great. My brother and his wife took it great. My mom was kind of like the only one that was surprised, but she was like accepting and supportive, but she was kind of surprised. I could just like see her like wheels turning as it was like, as that conversation was happening of kind of like processing like how her life would like look different, how my life would look different. And that kind of thing. So I think she probably took the most adjustment of everyone, but I'm very thankful that she was like so accepting because I have a lot of friends who obviously that is not the case.
It's hard. After you come out, like, are you hitting the gay bars or are you still at the straight bars with the girls?
Both, honestly. Like I had a lot more fun, like going to, because I was going to some of the gay bars with like our friends before I came out, which that alone was kind of like an odd experience because it was like, fuck, I want to be having fun and I am, but also like I'm not. But then like after that, like coming out, yeah, I was having so much fun like going to the gay bars, but then also still going out with the girls and like just dancing and having fun with them too. So like I had a good mix going, and I think that's still like how I am now.
Yeah, having a mix is so important. It's important to be versatile. Just like you are versatile with your education, you know, like your broad topics, you also are versatile in your experience. Good. Yes, we love a verse king. What was it like getting acclimated to the gay community?
I think the LA gay scene can be like very, very competitive and very, very looks driven, which is just like so exhausting to be around because like that's just like not in general, like that's not how I like pick my friends or pick who I like spending time with. So like that part of the scene was difficult to navigate, but also at the same time, because I was entering it, like I didn't like kind of like come up in it. Like I was very grounded in who I was when I kind of started hanging out with that crew, or like LA gays more and more. So like I haven't really let that phase me too much. And of course, like it gets to anybody.
It's really tricky to like walk the tightrope of, well, one, like being valued, number one, just for how you look and like your body, and two, trying to find people who actually want to be your friend and not just hook up with you.
Right. Like I know friend groups out here who they all have hooked up with each other and continue to do so. And like, that's so fine. Like, go for it. Like, that is great. And then I have friend groups who are not like that at all, that have not hooked up with each other and only date outside of it. So just, I mean, there's all sorts of friend groups out there.
Kudos to those who can do it. But to me, Mitchell Real, personally speaking, I feel like it gets so messy when like, especially if you and your friends like have some sort of romantic or have had romantic interactions previously, and then you're like potentially going after the same guy, or like the same guy is interested in the both of you. And like, sure, I guess you could like go the 3-way route or something, but like, what if you don't want to do that?
Yeah,
like,
it's just a messy slope. Once you put that stamp of hooking up with somebody on it, it does change the game a little bit.
And that's why communication is so important.
Bingo.
Some people don't know how to talk. But luckily, Patrick Johnson has been in the talking boot camp all his life.
Exactly. Communication king over here. Other thing, I've realized, like, as huge as it is, the LA gay scene is also so small. Everybody knows everyone. You're one person away from everyone. You're never gonna date someone that like has not hooked up with someone that you know or know of. Like, and that's just also part of being gay and gay dating and the pool being smaller.
I feel like when you first start going to gay bars and stuff, everyone's like, oh, like, you're a baby gay. Like, oh, you're so cute. Mm-hmm. You're so, like, oh my gosh, like, you're so innocent. Did you ever have anyone call you a baby gay?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I could get so passionate about
this.
Like,
please,
I think
your truth.
Baby gay is such a dumb term to me, because it's just like, all you're saying by saying baby gay is just that like you came out more recently, but also it's saying so much more of like it makes the person feel inferior, inexperienced, and all these things when like you don't know what that person has experienced or been through or anything like that. And also too, especially when it comes to dating, like there's plenty of guys who have been out for 25 years who are still out there dating, doing the same shit they always do in relationships, being toxic, and it's like not ready for a relationship, communicating poorly, like all these things. And then for them to then shame somebody for being a baby gay, when it's like, honestly, when I'm sure some people probably still would call me a baby gay, but like when I was like more baby gay or like fresh out, like I was the best I could have been.
Remove that.
Cancel the term.
Underneath Patrick's Lollapalooza fund, we have a change.org petition.
I was just about to say change.org. Take away baby gay, please.
It's the same thing for me as like when people call me buddy.
Yeah, totally. It's just like making competition out of something that shouldn't be competition. It's like, babe, we're both gay. Like, I don't know,
tone too.
Want a prize for being out longer?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're a baby gay. Like, oh, buddy. Like, please stop. Like, why do we have to force? I get people maybe have insecurities and they want to like make others feel small, but like, why do we have to demean people?
What if a lot of the people that are saying baby gay are like, it's actually like jealousy? Like, what if they're secretly jealous of like someone that's like fresh on the scene?
Yeah, because you're the it boy, and you were an it boy. You were and you are.
Thank you so much. You heard it here first, y'all. It boy. Who is Patrick Johnson?
It boy. Maybe can we declare you right now like white boy of the month? And they don't really do that anymore. But can we bring that back?
I need to give an acceptance speech right now.
I mean, hey, I've seen some fan edits, Patrick, and they ate, okay?
There's been a couple out there. Love to those who make them. There's no reason for them, but...
No reason. I love a fan. Especially to Good Form by Nicki Minaj. That eats.
Hell
That is the
yes.
best fan cam
Hell
song.
yes.
Maybe I'll make a fan cam of this episode for the promo. Like, that'll be how I promote it. It's a fan cam of you.
Love that idea. love that idea.
I'll make sure to put the sparkle effect on there. Like, it'll be great. It'll be great.
Okay. Oh, God.
I mean, as the it boy of the gay community, you were like practically a walking fan cam.
No, I was not. I was not.
Like, you walked into the bar, like, Good For It by Nicki Minaj, like, bam, like, it was playing on the speakers.
Good For It by Nicki Minaj like started playing after the music paused. Everyone gasped, pointed at me, and said, "He's here!"
Spotlight
and
on
then
you.
they started like screaming. People were like taking videos, and I was like, "Stop! It's just me. I'm a normal guy. And then Good For It started playing.
Yep.
That was kind of the usual rundown.
Yeah, that was like, everyone knew you were coming.
That was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
That was a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. That was like a Taco Tuesday, yeah. As you like start getting more involved, like getting to meet people in the community, like, and you start dating and like having more serious interactions, like, what do you feel like you learned both about the community and yourself?
I was quick to learn that, like, because I've had this like stored up like want for love and like it hasn't been expressed, like, to be careful because like I have a lot to give and I shouldn't just be like throwing it out there for like anybody. Like, I dated loosely, but like, and I'm pretty picky when it comes to dating.
What's your type?
Historically, and my friends would say that my type is a twunk. In my mind, like, short but like fit is like kind of, but at the end of the day, truly all I want is like someone just like fun, has a sense of humor, can like, is spontaneous, go with the flow, like, and of course attractive to me.
Is there a height range you look for?
Like, ideal height would be like 5'9" to 6 foot, probably. Just like a little shorter than me.
Do you like certain hair colors, like certain eye colors?
More brunette for sure. Dark hair, dark features, tan.
Okay. Do you like facial hair?
Like, yes, I do. But it also just like depends on the person. Like, some people just like look better clean shaven, and like I think that's like, I don't know. I don't feel strongly enough about facial hair.
Wait, where were we before I asked you your type? You were talking about just what you had learned, I think, and what you were looking for.
Oh, yeah, and like dating. Yeah, so in relationships, like, I feel like I have learned from experience, like, to catch love bombing or being love bombed, because as good as it feels, and it feels so great, and you're like, how could someone like me so much? And this is so amazing, and we're so in love, and this is incredible. It's like, you don't know this person.
Can you educate the people? Like, what are the warning signs of that?
Anything that is just so over the top for like someone you don't really know yet. Like, I got this like massive, crazy expensive bouquet of flowers for my birthday when we had only been on one date before, had planned the second, and my birthday had fallen in between, and the person I was talking to was out of town. And so it's like
giving sugar daddy. Okay.
Right. And it like feels, at the moment, you're like, oh my God, I'm so special, and like blah, blah, blah. But it's like those little things of kind of like, you know, or like the over the top statements of like, no one's ever treated me like this, and I like you so much more than I've ever liked anyone. And like all those things that just like come too early when it's like, hold on, like we haven't even talked about like our struggles with like our families or like our mental struggles with ourselves. Like, some of those things that just like come too quick where you get to this, because then all of a sudden you're in this spot where like we should know each other way more. We should be way more vulnerable with each other than we are. But it feels weird to like almost like take those steps back, even though it's not steps back, but like you've already passed that point because you've gone 0 to 100 in terms of other aspects of the relationship. Like,
all the affirmation is there and like all the high level like communication is there, but like the actual like base of the relationship, the basement is not on the ground. It is nowhere to be found. The house is crumbling.
Going through a couple of those like made me appreciate like when I do talk to guys and like it does go at like a normal pace, and like you actually are getting to know each other, and you're doing just like a normal dates and normal hangouts and like things like that like it's like, oh, okay, like I'm not rushing into this thing, or like just because someone likes me back, I'm not like, oh my God, I have to do everything in my power to like make sure like this sticks. We're not getting love bombed this year, you guys. We are not doing it. That shit will leave you scarred, especially if you believe it.
Do you feel like you're more hesitant now to like show affection to people when you're dating them?
I think now I'm back in like a good spot. But I think that for sure was the case for a while of just like being hesitant of like, because also too the like scarring part of like the love bombing is like when they leave, it feels so sudden and so like blindsided, and it's like, what
It's
the
like
fuck
going
happened?
cold turkey off of like heroin or something.
No, literally. So I think that aspect of it like was what was tough to come back from, and like realizing that like, no, that's just like not a normal healthy relationship, and like that's okay, that's not how it should go. And just like knowing my worth, knowing like all those kinds of things that are like, okay, like, no, I can put myself back out there. I can be vulnerable with someone and it will be okay. And also too, like, I think now, as far as like rejection goes, like I have a better head on my shoulders about being like rejected, and it's not the most, taking it like as the most personal thing ever of like, oh my God, like I'm not enough and I'm not likable. No one will ever love me. It's like, okay, well, at the end of the day, if that person rejected you, then like they're not your person. So like, why do you want them so bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but that's so easy to be saying right now. I do not practice that with 100% accuracy, but it's the goal.
You know, there's a space to be a little delusional, right? Like,
Right.
There's a space to be like, yeah, hopeless romantic. Like, oh my gosh, so and so changed my life. Like, oh my God, he loves me so much. Like, I cannot let that go. But then sometimes you need to like count on your friends and like people around you to like humbly wake you up, and be like, sister, like we need to have an intervention because you're addicted to those words of affirmation and those actions. Like,
and it is scary when you get addicted to someone. Like that is when it is just not good territory to be in.
Do you feel like your friends were able to kind of help you through that?
Yes and no. Like I feel like too, I was also kind of bad about telling my friends, like, because you know you don't want your friends to like not like your boyfriend, so like you're careful with what you say. So then I felt like a lot of times like I was convincing myself as I was explaining how the relationship was going, which like also some of my friends like completely read me for, which was good. Like I'm glad they like kind of dug in a little deeper on that, because I knew deep down I was doing it, but I think it was a little more subconscious. But yeah, I have some really good friends who were good about kind of making me question like a few things during, and then like the best support system ever after, and have helped raise me up from the shackles of hell.
And that's what friends are for, right? Like it's hard because I think as a friend, a lot of times you can like see when a friend is like struggling, or when maybe they aren't happy, like the light in them is like dimming a bit. And it's hard to like figure out how you, as a friend, you can confront that. And also like as the person in the relationship, like you don't want to like overwhelm your friends or like unload all this stuff on them when like you as yourself are like still trying to like have hope for the relationship. Because if you make your friends hate your partner, then like any hope that's like in the future in your brain is like it goes away.
And also too, like it is so nice like when someone else has like recently gone through a breakup or recently gone through like something similar, and like just like you're saying, when you spot that like their light dimming a bit and like losing their spark a bit, it's like you know exactly what's going on. Like just like reach out to them. Like I just can remember like towards the end of one of my relationships, and then after the breakup and stuff, it was like I just like any text from anyone that was just like remotely positive or just like checking in was like the best thing ever, because like it is so dumb, but in the moment like you think the world is ending and that you will never ever recover. Yeah
As you've kind of like built yourself back up and your friends have helped you, like how has like dating been after going through those initial relationships?
It's been good. Like I said, like I'm decently picky, but like I think too, and I've also been rejected plenty of times, but I think like going on these like dates and stuff, like I've been doing like, you know, friend of a friend that like I've met, and there's the Instagram messages back and forth that are kind of flirty or whatever, and like going on dates with like those guys, or like going on dates with a Hinge date.
What platforms are you on?
Just Hinge and one other one.
Okay, so no Tinder, no Bumble. But if Bumble wants to send you to Lollapalooza, like, yes, Patrick is on
Yes.
Bumble.
Yes, let's go.
Only on Hinge. What are your prompts? Do you know?
Okay, so we're starting off with this photo. Good.
Okay. See? Look at those arms. Yes, Twunk. Okay.
First prompt says, together we could.
Uh-huh.
I said, message on this app for a few days and never meet up with the heart eye emoji. Then we have just like the general information. We can skip over that. Okay, got a couple pics with my girlfriends.
Cute. Showing the height. Yes. Okay.
If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. And I said work from home by Fifth Harmony with the crooked face. Great
oh my
song,
gosh.
by the way.
Wait, I've been
Never
in a Fifth
skip.
Harmony fixation lately. I was listening to Boss the other day.
Michelle Obama, per so heavy, getting over dollars. It says you should not go out with me if, and I said, you think I'm ugly, exclamation point. And then finished with those pictures.
Wait. Okay, those both eat. That shows versatility right
so
there.
much.
That shows that you can be cozy and then you can also serve body on the beach.
I used to have the prompt that said, dinner's on, or first date is on me if, and then it said, you forget your wallet, exclamation point. But then I was like, I go back and forth because sometimes I come in with the humor a little too quick and then they can't read it. But then also okay, if you can't read it, then adios.
Yeah, if people can't do bits, if people can't be funny.
Yeah, if I can't do a bit on a dating app, count me out.
Wait, in the little portion where you say your height and your political beliefs, it should be bits ? And you can say yes or no if you could do a bit.
Yes or no, because it truly is if you intro with something funny and someone gets it and then does funny back, no better feeling. And then you're not gonna I'm past the point of I'm not gonna embarrass myself by if I do a bit and they don't get it, then truly goodbye, because it's not that hard to understand that whatever I said was a joke.
Do you do voice memos on Hinge?
No, never. Never. And I do not like voice memos over text, only for specific things if they're needed. But when someone is full on voice
podcasting
all the time, it's
they have the mic and they're yeah.
Literally, it's I can't just walk around and be listening to you. Let me read what you have to say a text, a normal person.
Yeah, it's time and place. Yeah. If my girlfriend had a really traumatic thing happen or some shocking story and it's a long one, I'll be sad. I'm a ride or die for a story time like that.
Exactly. There are certain times when it is time for voice memo. So then it's when I get a voice memo from you, I know this is good.
Yeah.
But if we're just casually walking and you're saying something that could have been said in one sentence in 2 minutes.
Are you building a summer roster?
Something about me, I cannot for the life of me do roster. If I go on a first date that goes well, I can't go on another date in between or before. No. I have to see that one out. I can't do. A lot of my friends are so good at that, and I get why, because it's you don't get put all your eggs in one basket, or you don't get your head stuck in one lane. But I truly just can't. I feel like I'm cheating.
Well, this is a good thing for people to know then, because if someone goes on a date with you, they won't have to worry about there being another woman, Yeah,
if we go on a first date and it goes well, bet your ass I am not seeing another soul. I am all yours, baby. I got the promise ring on.
I think that's really inspiring and uplifting, and I think you know how they had Got Milk before? They should be Got Monogamy, and you should be the face of it.
Oh, I will proudly be the face of Got Monogamy.
Maybe the USC, people currently getting their masters, can come up with a campaign for that.
Okay, ooh, good idea. I could reach out to some of my professors.
Outside of boys, you're currently in your dog dad era. We've heard Skipper the whole episode. Am. Skipper, the main character, your son.
Freshly neutered yesterday, wearing a cone, as you've heard all episode.
Huge milestone. What led you to want to become a father, and how has it been so far?
Fatherhood has been just incredible. I will say, having a puppy has been challenging. It has been tough, especially in an apartment without a backyard. Growing up when we had dogs with our family, having a backyard, you just open the door and let the dog out. So much easier. But it's been so fun and so rewarding. I had been thinking about getting a dog for a long time for just the companionship aspect, the mental health aspect, the put me on a schedule aspect, like all of that. And I've always been a big dog person. And then when the fires in LA happened and they were like, I mean, everywhere was like, please foster, please adopt. And I was like, okay, this would be like a great time to go ahead and do it. So then came little Skipper, who at the time was named Canoe.
Oh. Who picks these names?
From the boat litter. His siblings were Pontoon.
Wait, are you serious?
Kayak. I'm dead serious. It's like this rescue group. They have like a name for the litter, and then they put all the names of that litter like on theme.
Okay, I mean, I love a theme.
Yeah. It was interesting. I like thought Canoe was like so dumb at first that I was like, wait, maybe I'll keep it because it's just like, what? And then I was like, wait, no, I can't.
Would you recommend adopting to others?
Totally. I adopted from like a rescue group, and a lot of times too, like what I didn't know is like these rescue groups have like adoption fees or whatever, but like your adoption fee a lot of times like goes towards something. So like he already had like a few shots. I had to pay out of pocket for like the 2 or 3 more shots he needed, which like wasn't bad at all. But like my adoption fee covered his neutering that just happened yesterday. So like I didn't have to pay for that. And also it's always good to adopt, not shop.
Yes.
But also like I understand some people want their specific little princess dog, but
you never know what you're going to find in the adoption, whether it's in a shelter.
I will say it's crazy. Like with Skipper, like he's an adorable puppy and like was the cutest little puppy when he was even smaller. But like so many people, when I told them he was a rescue, they're like, what? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Like people would pay a lot of money for this dog. So exactly. You don't know what you're going to get. You can find plenty of cute dogs.
I support, I'll put a link.
We'll add that. Yeah, add that. We're going to have a lot of links, okay?
It's going to be a link tree down there.
But you need to click the links and get out your credit card now, okay?
Because we're also in case, you don't get a brand deal, we're funding that trip to Chicago.
Right. Yes.
We accept all payments, also Cash App, Venmo.
Right. Whatever you'd like.
Well, Patrick, thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been so fun.
Yeah, everyone knows who Patrick Johnson is now. I mean...
You guys started with the question, who is Patrick Johnson? And I have fucking answered it, okay?
Absolutely. They know every nook and cranny. Like, they're well-versed.
There's nothing left to know about me. But seriously, thank you so much for having me on. This was so fun.
I love to ask all the guests we have on for the first time this question. If you look back at a younger version of Patrick, whether you're at Sky Ranch or you're in college and you're trying to figure out what all the feelings are, is there any advice that you would give to him?
Little Patrick, listen up and listen good. You are on the track you're supposed to be on, and you are exactly like where you're supposed to be. You did not come out too late. You didn't move to LA too late. You didn't enter the creative space too late. You aren't too late to being successful. I think we live in a very, from all ages, we live in a very competitive and comparison world, especially with social media. It is constant comparison. It is not normal to be in your 20s and a millionaire, but that is what you see online with these people posting their perfect little lives that are either not all of them are shitty behind the scenes, but they're purposely posting these great moments in their life. And so I think remembering you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you're on the track you're supposed to be on, it will all work out how it's supposed to be. And also when you slip up and you fuck up, it's going to happen. You're going to think the world is ending. It's not. The world keeps spinning. The sun rises again tomorrow. Thank you, little Patrick.
Amen.
Enjoy your life.
Oh my gosh. That was Patrick 316. Holy shit.
Yes, that was.
My hands are up. Like, oh my God.
I normally people have to pay for that scripture, but
oh my gosh, thank you
I
for
decided to give that one
today.
out for free.
Pastor Johnson, thank you. Well, that was truly great advice, and thank you, Patrick, again for being here. If people aren't following you already, do you want to give everyone your socials so they can follow you on your journey?
Instagram and TikTok, it is going to be at It's Patrick Johnson. ITS Patrick Johnson.
Amazing. Well, you guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at UnpackTHT and TikTok at UnpackThatPod. Thanks again, Patrick, and have a great rest of your week, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.